After completing the Cayo Perico Heist hundreds of times in GTA Online, making tons of mistakes, testing out all kinds of strategies, I can now finish it in around 45 minutes. That includes everything, from gathering intel and scoping out the island, all the way to the moment your money hits your account after completing the finale. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can do the whole thing easily, solo, and I'll share some tips to help you complete the best money making method in the game as fast as possible. Alright, before we start, there's a couple things you need to know. First off, for the whole run, I'm going to be using the Sparrow. That's the helicopter you can store inside the Kosatka submarine. It makes all prep missions way easier and way faster to finish. It costs $2.2 million on WARTSTOCK and it's 100% worth it. You also want to make sure to scope out the drainage tunnel during the intel phase. That's what unlocks the cutting torch mission, which is part of the route and is gonna save you a lot of time and a lot of headaches during the heist. Alright, let's start with the gather intel mission. First thing you want to do right after starting the mission is head to the Kosatka's helm and fast travel to the closest location to the point. As soon as you get there, leave the helm, hop in the Sparrow, fly out the Kosatka and head straight to your destination. Now here you can use the Sparrow's missiles or not. I personally use them sometimes, but if you do, make sure not to hit the plane. It won't explode, but it will damage it, and sometimes that means you won't even make it to Cayo Perico. Once you arrive at the island, there's gonna be a quick cutscene, and the first thing you want to do right after that is grab this bike right here. What I like to do at this point is quickly check the loot at the airstrip, both in this spot right here and inside the hangar. Check what's behind the gates, both on the bottom and the top floor. This takes like 20 seconds and can save you a lot of time later when you're doing the actual heist. That's because the goal when doing the heist solo is not just do it fast, but also to make as much profit as possible. So ideally, you want to find 2 white stuffs to fill your bag. In this case, I didn't find any, so I won't even need to come back to the airstrip later. I'll explain that part better once we get to the finale. After that, follow this exact route I'm taking and jump off this ramp right here. Be careful though, don't go straight off the middle of the ramp or you might end up in the water. Stick a little bit to the right side like I did and you'll be fine. Keep going, climb up this small hill, get onto the road, and go behind the car and the camera from this side. And that's pretty much it, no more guards to worry about, just go straight up this hill until you reach the communications tower. Once you're here, if there's a guard standing in the back, that means the signal box is up at the top. If there's no guard, it's down below, which is way faster. In my case, it was at the top, so I climbed up and started the hack. This hack is super easy, you just need to match the number at the top. The symbols on the right multiply your left numbers by 2, 10, and 1. You can use that to your advantage, but honestly, I don't even overthink it. I just go through it quickly. It might be tricky at first, but once you've done the heist a few times, it becomes second nature. Once you're in the cameras, scroll 3 times to the right as fast as you can to get to the basement and scope out the primary target. In my case, it was bearer bonds. After that, get out the cameras and switch sessions right away. You don't need to fly back. As long as you scope the primary target, you're good. Just make sure your spawn point is set to the Kosatka so you can go back quickly. The only downside to doing it this way is that the Kosatka will spawn way off the coast, far from the city. So what I like to do is jump into the helm right away and fast travel to Vespucci Beach. And now you're ready to start all the setups. There are 4 groups of missions, but you don't need to do the disruption ones. I always like to start with the equipment preps and go from bottom to top. First up is the cutting torch, one of the easiest ones to do. For all of the prep missions, you're gonna start the mission, hop straight into your Sparrow and head to the destination. I'm not gonna repeat this step for every single mission. This mission is always the same. The only thing that changes is the location. No matter where it is, the first thing you want to do is grab the hard hat, which is always sitting in the same spot. That way you can walk around freely without having any problems with the guards. After that, you just search all the boxes in the area that have a green arrow on top until you find the cutting torch, and that's it. The mission is done. Just get back in the Sparrow and return to the Kosatka. Super simple. Now moving on to the Fingerprint Cloner, the first thing you gotta do is head to the warehouse. Here you can either use explosives or just use something like the assault shotgun to take out the 4 guards inside, just like I do. Be careful though, because sometimes they can kill you instantly. Now here's the annoying part, Pavel talks a lot, and that makes you waste a good chunk of time. A lot of people say calling Agent 14 works to skip the dialogue, but I tried multiple times, even tried Lester, and neither of them worked. Not sure if it's been patched or if I'm just unlucky, but yeah. As soon as Pavel finally stops talking, you can hack the laptop. It's a super simple hack. After that, leave the warehouse and head to the next location, which is the archive. There are different possible locations for this, but in my case here at Del Perro Pier, there's no need to do anything special. But if it's one of the ones in the city, I highly recommend destroying the outside cameras. That way you don't have any guards shooting at you when you're trying to get back in the Sparrow. Once you're inside, it's super straightforward. Just walk right here and in one of these desks, you'll find the Fingerprint Cloner. Grab it and that's the mission done. Now onto the last equipment mission, which can be either the plasma cutter or the safe code. If your main target is bearer bonds like mine, you'll get the safe code. If it's anything else, then it's going to be the plasma cutter. Starting with the safe code, this one always takes place at the casino. You head there, and once you're inside, go straight to the elevator on the left, which takes you down to the parking garage. Down there, you're looking for this yellow car. It's always the same one and super easy to find. Open the trunk and grab the penthouse floor keycard, and then use the elevator again to go up. Once you're on the penthouse floor, look for the room with 2 security guards outside. You can easily take them out stealthily. No idea why, but in my case they were both walking around like headless chickens. Not normal at all, but okay, I guess. Once you're inside, you'll need to find and take out the head of security. He can spawn in one of 3 rooms. The first one on the right, inside this room with different doors, or worst case scenario, in the big DJ room. It's always the same guy, he looks very different from the others, so he's easy to spot. Once he's down, search his body to get the safe code, which you'll use later in the heist. After that, just leave the penthouse, hop back in your Sparrow, and get out of there. You'll get a wanted level, but by the time you reach your Sparrow, it will be gone, no problem at all. Now for the plasma cutter, this one's actually around 2 minutes quicker than the safe code. First, it sends you to a safe house. You get inside, and as soon as you see the board at the back, pull out your phone, snap a photo, even from far away or a bad angle, it works. Send it to Pavel and leave the safe house immediately. If Pavel keeps talking as if you're still in there, that means you were fast enough. Once he's done talking, you'll be sent to a second location where you actually grab the plasma cutter. It's always in some alley or between buildings, so I just show up and start blowing up everything with the grenade launcher just to be safe. But be careful in case someone survives the explosions. Then I grab the plasma cutter, hop in the Sparrow, fly back to the Kasatka, and it's done. Now that we've finished all the equipment, all that's left is 1 weapon loadout and 1 approach vehicle. Always leave the vehicle for last, and I'll explain why when we get there. For the weapon loadout, with the route I'm using, it doesn't really matter which one you pick. You just need a weapon with good accuracy. Now, if the mission tells you to go to the Merryweather headquarters, keep switching lobbies until you get a different one. That mission takes way too long, and trust me, it's not worth it. Besides that one, the only other type is the one where you go to a building in the middle of the city, and you should always enter through the roof so you don't have any guards at the entrance, and inside you can do everything stealthily. You can pick up any gun with or without a suppressor, then shoot this door, open it, kill the guard, go around the left side, take out these 2 guys talking, and then get the last one. Just make sure not to miss and hit the wall, because if you do, you'll alert the others. After that, you hack the laptop, where you have to find the numbers at the top hidden in the mass. What I do is memorize the first 2 numbers and just keep repeating them in my head while I scan through the lines. This time it took me a while, but yeah. Once the hack is done, you open the gun locker, grab the weapons, and get out the same way through the roof. Do not go through the bottom. You'll get attacked by 2 helicopters on the way out, but if you're quick, you can get in the Sparrow and escape with no problems. Now onto the final prep mission, which is the approach vehicle. Since this is a solo route, the best one is undoubtedly the Longfin. This mission sends you to a police station, and then after that to another location where you're supposed to steal a truck cab. What you actually want to do is skip the police station entirely and just go straight to the truck cab locations. No need to waste time. Eventually, you'll memorize all the spots, but I can tell you right now that one of them is at this gas station near the salvage yard, another one is behind Dollar Pills or close to the Mega Mall, and the last one is on the road near the LS car meet and the terminal. I don't recommend going for one of the phantom wedges, they are always way further out and it's just not worth it. However, you can own a phantom wedge yourself, which you can buy on WARTSTOCK for like $1.9 or $2.5 million, and then call it through your interaction menu. But since most of you probably don't have one, I'll show you how to do it the normal way. Once you steal the truck cab, head over to the assigned police station. What I usually do is just one-shot most of the cops and steal the Longfin. If you're playing on controller or simply don't have enough skill, just open your interaction menu and spam snacks while stealing the Longfin. As soon as you get it out of the police station, jump out and blow yourself up. That way you instantly lose the cops and then you can just drive it to the drop-off point. And the reason I always leave this mission for last is because if you switch lobbies after doing it, your Kasatka will spawn far away from Vespucci Beach again, and that just makes the remaining setups take longer. So it's always best to leave this one for the end. Now that we've got everything ready, all that's left is the heist itself. What I usually do is use the North Dock and the airstrip. The goal is to steal 2 white stuffs like I mentioned before, so if the airstrip I checked earlier has both, I don't even bother with the North Dock and go straight there. But if it has only one or none, I come to the North Dock to find more. In this case, there were none at the airstrip, so I skipped it entirely. At the North Dock, you want to do this as fast as possible. Park the boat, get out, Kill this guard right here, then immediately kill the one at the far end, followed by the one in the car. Always take out the one on foot first, because he has better reaction time than the guy in the car. After that, I start looking for this guy's outfit. There are 4 locations here at the North Dock where they can spawn, and those are showing up on your screen right now. While I do that, I also check the first secondary loot location, which in this case had 1 white stuff, so I grabbed it right away. Then I started heading to the next spot and found a disguise outfit on the way, which I immediately equipped. At this gate right here, I found the jackpot, 2 white stuffs. I instantly kill the guard that stays in the area, make sure to take him out while he's roughly in the middle of the building to avoid being spotted from the outside. So I opened the gate, grabbed 1 more white stuff and filled up my loot bag. If with these 2 locations you still haven't found enough, you can check this one right here too. I saw a lot of comments on other videos I made about the Cayo Perico Heist saying that they can't open this gate solo, and even Pavel says it's not possible. But for some reason I'm able to do it just fine. If you still can't fill the bag with white stuff, go ahead and get some green stuff here or at the airstrip. It is what it is. Now back to the long fin, we head straight to the compound where we're going to dive in and enter through the drainage tunnel using the cutting torch once again to cut the grate. Once inside the compound, you can use the roof route, but honestly there's not much of a difference. I just go the way I always do, which is super fast, doesn't involve dealing with any guards, and has 0 risk of being spotted. When you get to the top floor, you can sneak behind this guard without killing him, but I don't really see the point in that when just killing him is faster and easier. Once you're in the office, grab the extra cash from the safe and then hack the elevator. You can also use the keys if the guard drops them, but I prefer using the elevator because that way I don't need to go around killing more guards or dealing with the juggernaut. It's just simpler and safer. Now that you're finally in the vault, all that's left is still the main target. In this case, the bearer bonds in the safe or whatever else is in the case. Then head back up through the elevator, come down from the office, wait for this guard to walk left and you'll see the juggernaut walk away. That's your cue to go down, climb these small stairs, head straight to the gate without having to deal with any of these blind guards around, and finally escape the compound. Out here is super simple, just kill this guard, steal his bike and head towards the ocean on the left. Once you hit the edge, jump with the bike and swim your way out until the heist finishes. And that was basically it. As you can see, I was able to make over $1.1 million, also completed the Elite Challenge to help boost it, finished the finale in about 9 minutes even while still explaining things for you guys, and the whole thing, all setups and finale, took around 45 minutes of work. I really hope that I shared at least some useful info that's gonna help you with your future runs so you can start making more money in GTA Online. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like to support the channel and consider subscribing because very soon we'll be hitting the 15k mark. All thanks to you guys. Thank you, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.